Hi, I'm Stephen. I'm a railway worker in South London and a supporter of workers' liberty. Like many key workers, I was at work when Boris Johnson made his announcement yesterday, but it didn't take long for the headlines to reach us. His speech has given a green light to construction and manufacturing bosses to force workers back into workplaces, and that is without union agreements for safe working, without making PPE supplies adequate even for hospitals, GPs and care homes, let alone for other workplaces, and without full isolation pay rights for workers, and with no track and trace policy even being sketched out, and without a sustained drop in infections. He dressed it up as encouragement to individuals to go into work. Furloughed workers in construction and manufacturing have not opted out individually. Their sites and workplaces have been shut because of union pressure or because bosses thought it unworkable to continue. The government wants to be able to cut furlough pay and avoid adding to the costly aid it's already granted to bosses. It wants to deflect the growing demand from businesses as well as households to cancel rent and utility bills during the emergency. That is why it is pushing the bosses to reopen, as some construction contractors already have done. But this can be stopped. Section 44 of the Employment Rights Act 1996 entitles workers to walk out of any work area where there is a serious and imminent risk to safety. No workplace, except those with union agreements for safe working, is any safer now than it was on the 23rd of March. Section 44 has been used many times by workers in essential sectors since the 23rd of March, and generally they've won improvements. We demand trade union leaders commit themselves to using it now and to support strikes where necessary, and that the Labour leadership backs workers and unions on this. We are not unconditional admirers of the Tory design lockdown. At best, it was only ever a measure to gain time for other policies, but no other policies against the virus are operating yet. We do not idealise other governments, but other governments which have eased their lockdowns have announced specific measures, this or that activity to be restored, not issued blanket push them back to work appeals. The coronavirus bill included many things we want rescinded: cancellation of rights of people in mental distress, of bereaved people, of children with special needs, and of people with social care needs. We want the right to strike, picket and protest restored, with due care for social distancing. We are not against the measured lockdown easings planned in Wales and in Scotland. But the Tories' new slogan, "Stay alert, control the virus," has no meaning other than to displace stay at home. Johnson also claimed to base himself on estimating R, the reproduction rate of the infection. R is a ratio of one number, we can only guess, new infections, to another number, we can only guess, existing infections. Johnson said R is between 0.5 and 0.9. This is like saying your height is between 5 feet and 9 feet. Johnson was using pseudo-scientific jargon to blur what is not just a guess that infections are declining only tentatively and remain twice as high as in other countries which have eased lockdown. We have to stop the Tories' drive to force people back to work. We must demand requisitioning of industry to supply adequate PPE, workers' control of all reopenings, full isolation pay for all, and the cancellation of rent and utility bills during this emergency.